Hey everybody. This is a review and test that I've wanted to do for a while now, but I just haven't got around to it. But better late than never. Here is my review and testing of the Intermountain Railway Company's GMD SD40-2W. So just like all my other reviews, we'll do a 360 overview of the detail. We'll weigh it. We'll do the push-pull test. We'll check out the lighting and the sound, and then we'll just wrap it all up. So let's get started. So detail is pretty good on these units. The experts and the bolt counters will tell you that the angle of the nose is wrong, and there's a few other little, bolt counter details that aren't right, but all in all, this is a pretty well produced example of an SD40 wide cab. Should note that fuel gauge and the fill cap did not come painted red. Those were black. I painted them red. Maybe somebody who knows a little bit more about these units can point out some more of the issues they have with them. But for me, I mean, this is looks pretty close to the real thing for me. Okay, let's take a look at the front. So my unit's got some miles on it there. You can see I chipped the plow somehow, but all in all, the detail's good. That plow looks good, as well as you got the and some basic detail. You got a cut bar there, and you got the Canadian anti-climber. Intermountain's attempt at the ditch lights. We'll talk about those later in the lighting. Class lights, wipers, bell. Again, the fuel filler cap and the gauge I painted red. They didn't come like that. It's truck detail. And we'll just have a look at some of the detail on the top. Well, I should have noted at the start, this is the non-dynamic brake model. So the Intermountain made a dynamic brake and a non-dynamic brake. So the ones that have the dynamic brake have two extra fans as well as the grids. This one does not. Okay, well that does it for the detail overview. Let's put it on the scale and see how much this thing weighs. $370 grams. So pretty light compared to other locomotive manufacturers. This is a fairly light locomotive. I should note that the model that has the dynamic brake weighs 3 grams heavier. So I chose to do this review on the non-dynamic brake just because it's the lightest one out of the batch. So 370 grams for the Intermountain SD40-2W non-dynamic brake. Okay, let's bust out the push-pull meter and see what this thing can do. So just like the other push-pull tests I do on my when I'm testing Locomotive, I'll do 3 and take the average just to make sure we get a good representation. So let's do 3 pull tests here and take the average and see what it's got. $55 there, 55 grams. Same thing, 55 grams. So that's pretty consistent right across the board. The average for this unit is 55 grams. That's again, that's on the weak side, and that's probably because it's so light. So compared to other locomotives, not a great puller. Okay, we'll flip it around and do the push test. Okay, maxed out there at 55, so we'll try again. $55 grams again. One more time. Very consistent. Push and pull, 55 grams on this one. Okay, we'll come back down to track level here and have a look at the lighting. Okay, we'll just make that thing be quiet for a second. Alright, so let's have a look at the lighting on this unit. Now this is a big complaint lots of people have, and myself included, with this. Basically just a huge fail attempt at the ditch lights on this thing. They're like a styrene, I don't know, clear lens or something that they did. So straight on they don't look bad, but I'll show you what they look like from the side. So in combination, the headlight's nice and bright on this thing. Looks good, it's just the ditch lights suck, so they kind of take away from it. And they light up the deck, and there's a few problems with them. You also have your number boards. It shows up brighter on the camera than it is in real life, but they are still really bright. So right out of the box, the lighting not the greatest on these things. You can see there. They tried to make the CM lampshade, but it's just, I don't know what they... You got all sorts of light coming through the bottom there. And when you look at them kind of on the side, they're almost non-existent. There's also a lot of bleed from the number boards into the cab. You can see there. So lighting not the greatest on these things. They used LEDs, but they just swing and a miss by Intermountain on these ones. So let's flip it around and I'll just show you the rear light. And I've got no issues with it. It's nice and bright, especially head on. So rear light, good job Intermountain. And that's everything for lighting on this unit. So let's flip it around again and we'll just have a little discussion about the sound. So another common complaint I've had with these units, and I've also seen some other people say the same thing, the prime mover is way too loud on them and you can't hear, it drowns out everything else, drowns out the horn, drowns out your etc, etc. But advantage with this unit is it does have a Soundtrack Tsunami decoder, so you can go into the CVs or use JMRI to go in there and turn that prime mover down and turn up your horn and your bell and everything to the way you like it, and you can still get some pretty decent sound out of these units. They are limited because you can't get a very big speaker in there. They have similar to like a mini oval type speaker located in the back, and really the hood's so small you can't get a bigger speaker in there, so they're doing what they can. And with the Soundtrack Tsunami decoder you can kind of tweak it to the way you like it. So this one has been tuned by me to the way that I like these locomotives, so I turn the prime mover down like quite a bit, and then I turn up the bell and the horn and then pretty much everything else. So just have a quick listen. Okay, well let's wrap it all up here, guys, and we'll do a final rating on this locomotive. Okay, guys. In summary, I gave this locomotive by Intermountain Railway Company a 6.5 out of 10, and mostly the reason for that is just the very light weight of it and the poor lighting on the ditch lights and the number boards. Other than that, I mean, like, the detail is very good. I gave it, you know, a 9 out of 10 for that. And the sound is decent because you've got that soundtrack decoder. You can go in there and change it to the way you like it. So, pretty good Locomotive. Check out the video information. I get the full breakdown in there, as well as information like the MSRP, the day it was released, and all the road numbers that came in. So check that out. There's also a link to a video of it running on my layout if you want to see that. So thanks for watching another review, guys. Hope this was somewhat helpful. And stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching.